this on? All right. All right. By show of hands, who in the audience remembers the first time, that magical time, you went to a beach? Who, like me, for no apparent reason, was running along the shore and collecting pounds of seashells, and then just decided to plop down and roll around for absolutely no reason, and then once you stopped rolling, you planted yourself like a starfish and just made angels? Okay, I did that when I was 20 years old. That was the first time. But it's okay, because me and several of my other adult friends from ASU were at the beach together. Now, several of us were playing in the water. It was ice cold, we didn't care. But I remember looking up, and there she was. The one girl on our trip that we knew couldn't swim, out in the water up to her shoulders. I was thinking she can probably handle herself, but let's not take any chances. So I start swimming towards her, and the water gets more and more violent. I feel myself getting pushed around, and as I get close to her, her arm slips around my neck, and the next thing I know, I have a life tethered to me as a big wave picks us up and throws us 15 feet even farther away from the coast. I'm fighting with everything that I have. Granted, I wasn't prepared for this. I'm wearing full sweats and a t-shirt, but there's no ground, so I'm kicking as hard as I can. It's not working. I push my arms out, and I throw myself under the water, and I grab her waist and pick her up to try to help her breathe, but I dropped her a couple times. And so I got her arm back around my neck, and we moved around. There was a rock formation that we were near, and so we were so far away from the rocks that I couldn't grab them for safety, but we were so close that I was afraid of being pushed into them. And I remember, at this point, I'm terrified. Like, my life is in danger. I'm starting to get tired. There's another life that's depending on me that's also in danger. There's a guy standing on top of those rocks, and I'm screaming, "Help, please, like, do something." And he just kind of casually, like, go over there. It's probably like a California people thing, I don't know. And so that didn't help, but I'm terrified, and so I'm starting to get really, really tired. My body's tensing. I take her arm off of my neck because I can't support it anymore, and I have her hand in my hand. I'm holding on as tight as I can, and there was no thought process to this, but just the instinct of, I'm dying. I need to fight for my life. And I remember after that feeling was over, the next thing I knew, I'm floating away from her. And I see the water wash over her face. I just let my friend die. I just killed her, basically. The water pulls me out, far away from the rocks, about 15 feet, even further back, and at this point, I've given up. I have no energy. The water's going inside of my mouth, inside of my nose. I'm just thinking, life flash before your eyes. No, it's just that the last thing I would have done on this earth is let another life go. Luckily, in that moment, Jesus took the wheel, picked me up with a big wave, and threw me back on those rocks. I was bleeding. I was hit really hard. I hit my head on the rocks, and I remember being dizzy, and I remember tasting the blood, and those rocks were so slimy, but I was trying with everything that I had to climb and climb and climb. I remember when I got to the top, I was on my hands and my knees, shattered. Imagine having absolutely no reason to live, just heartbroken. And as I start to pick myself up, I look up in front of me, and there's my friend Ridwan. He's soaking wet. And I remember the immediate anger I had of what the hell was he doing going for a casual swim when all of this was going on? Then I look in front of him, and there she was, alive. So time passed, and we came back to Arizona, and she and I got to talking one day. We had to process, right? All she had to say to me was, "Thank you for what you had done." Because as far as anyone was concerned, he and I tag teamed and saved her life, right? Little did she know. So, where does the bad guy turn for redemption? I turn to my faith. I'm a Muslim. And in the Quran, it states that if you ask for forgiveness, you will be forgiven. Not that you might, not that you could be, but that God, who is above all, will forgive you. So I started thinking, who am I not to forgive other people who have wronged me? And who am I not to forgive myself? And that's where that mentality came from. And that's what helped me start to move on. So I want to ask the audience this. If there is something that you are currently drowning in right now, who are you to not forgive yourself? I made my way back to the shore, and you can too. Thank you.